Welcome to the Interprise Suite presentation of Customer Relationship Manager Part 3. Managing Customers and Suppliers. You can use the CRM module of the Interprise Suite to manage marketing campaigns. You can create marketing campaigns that consist of multiple waves. A wave is a pass through all the prospects of a target list. A wave can be a phone call, can be email message, regular mail, and you can even use a target list for different waves. For example, you may start out with a large target list and then you qualify 1/3 of those prospects. So on the second and third waves, you create a new target list that is only the qualified ones. When you actually work the campaign, you start out by creating the target list. Then you create the campaign and the waves along with it, and then you execute on the waves. You can create marketing campaigns that consist of multiple waves. A wave is a pass through the prospects that are in your target list. It could be phone calls, could be email messages, or regular mail. You can even change the target list. For example, after the first pass through, you may have qualified half of them, so then your second pass may be through a new target list that only consists of the qualified prospects. The steps for creating a campaign are first to create your target list. Then you create a campaign with waves, and then you execute on the campaign. We're going to create a marketing campaign. We'll start by creating a target list. We'll go to the CRM module, go to the campaign option, and click New Target List. Now we want to create a target list that's all of our customers who purchased an iPhone. So for target source, I want customers and prospects, and I want to include all contacts. I'll call this my iPhone campaign. Okay, then I go to the next screen, and I don't need any qualifying screens within the customer record itself. I just want everybody that purchased an iPhone. So I'll go to the next screen. I want to include everybody that's purchased within a date range. I'll set the date range that I'm looking for, and then I can use categories or items. In this case, I'm going to use an item. I want the iPhone 4, which is right here. So I click OK there. Then I click Next, and I could also quote ones that I list prospects that I've quoted to, and I don't want to do that, so I'm going to say Next. And then it found all the people that purchased iPhones within that date range. At this point, if I didn't want to create a formal campaign, I could create an email message and send it out to them. I could send a fax. I could create a print merge email message. I could create a call list. I could export them to Excel or to HTML. So I'd have all those options to do right from here. At this point, I'm just going to click on Next, and then I'm going to click so that I finished and my target list is saved to use in my campaign. Now that I've created my target list, I'm ready to create my new campaign. So I will click on the campaign option and go New Campaign. Then for the name of the campaign, I'll just call it iPhone. It's in progress. I'm getting it started now. Start date 4/8. I'm going to run this campaign through the end of May. So I'll make that as a start and end date. I'm going to use US currency. My estimated revenue for this campaign is $60,000. The budgeted cost to manage it is $5,000. And then I'll track the actual costs in here. I would enter any notes about the campaign right here. Then I'm just going to save. So now the campaign's saved and it's created at this point. So the next step would be to create the waves. So I'll click on New Wave and I'll add it right here. So I'll call this one the calling wave. And the type, you have all these choices. I'm going to make it phone call. Status, it's not started yet. Start date is going to be on the 10th. End date will be on the 27th. The target list that I'm going to use is the iPhone campaign. Currency, budgeted cost for this wave is going to be $2,000. And then I'll put the actual cost, and any notes would go in here. Okay, so if I want to put in the script, I could do that. Then on the outbound call detail, this is very important, you assign the users that are going to be doing the calling. I'm just going to assign myself, but you could assign multiple people to call through the same list. Then you can look at the target list, and I'm including all of them in the list. Okay, so now this wave is ready to go. If I had created an email message wave, then I could have created a print merge template, and it would have gone out to all those people. So that would be the big difference between the calling and the email. Okay, at this point I will go ahead and save this wave, and I will go ahead and close. This concludes our CRM Part 2 demonstration. Thank you for taking the time to consider Interprise Suite. For more information, please contact one of the following 4 sources. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to look at Interprise Suite. Now that you've created your campaign with waves, it's time to execute. Since the first wave of that campaign was calling, I can just go to the CRM module and click on Outbound. It brings up all the waves that have calling. Right here is the one that we just created. I double click on that. Then the screen comes up and I just click on Get a Call. And it brings up the very first person to call. It's got their phone number right here. Here's the script where it would go. I could read the script. I go ahead and dial the number. If I got through, I click here and I would create an opportunity. I could create a quotation. I could create an activity and enter the notes for the call. If I didn't get through, I could cancel the call, or I could set up a callback later right here. So all these options are available for you right from here. Then what you do is you manage the sales effort through the opportunities. If the salespeople create new opportunities for each sales call that's qualified, then you can manage it on the dashboard like we went through previously. This concludes our CRM Part 3 demonstration. Thank you for taking the time to consider Interprise Suite. For more information, please contact one of the following 4 sources. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to consider Interprise Suite.